Okay, my name is Debbie Treviso. I am assistant principal at Oñate High School. First, I was a teacher. I was a teacher for since 2002. I started at Gadsden High School, then I actually taught here at Oñate High School from 2006 to 2015, and then in the fall of 2015 I became an administrator. I got my master's, or I worked on my master's while I was teaching. I did a year of internship here at the high school as well as downtown at central offices, just getting some hands-on experience as to what it takes to be an administrator and the different components of being an administrator. And then I took that leap and became an administrator. Some of my duties and responsibilities, I mean, they are a long list. Aside from the discipline, of course, which is something that we all do. My own individual things that I'm solely responsible for are our special ed department, making sure that our students with disabilities are given their proper accommodations. I'm also responsible for all state mandated testing, which currently we're working, there's a couple of seniors down the hall working on their science test. And then in March we do the big school-wide park assessment. So I'm responsible for making sure that every student is tested, that every student is accommodated accordingly, that test security protocol is followed. From February till August, a big chunk of my job is building the master schedule. We have about almost 1,500 students. So my job in the summer is to make sure that every single one of those kids has an accurate and complete schedule. I oversee the school safety, working with security guards, working with police officers to make sure our campus is safe, to make sure that everybody knows what to do in case of emergencies. So we practice drills quite often. There's pros and there's cons to this job. Some of the pros are just building relationships with students, attending their events, attending their football games, their plays, their choir concerts, orchestra, band concerts, competitions. I mean, it's endless, the amount of different activities we have, and I always try to attend as many as I can. They really enjoy seeing us on the sidelines, seeing us in the bleachers or whatnot in the audience. So that's a big plus. Something that I dislike, I guess, is the discipline. You know, the part of my job is having to hand out discipline, suspend students for different infractions, and that's not what I got into education for. I got into education to help them, but sometimes, you know, that we have to steer them in the right direction. But it's also rewarding in the same token. I will be meeting shortly with a student who is recently coming back from suspension, and we've built a good relationship, and she checks in with me and we look over her grades and just to try to keep her on the right track. But then there's also times that I have to suspend students for long term, which is usually a year. But something, I guess, that I was not expecting when I took this position is it's not the kids. Sometimes it's the adults that make this job a little bit more difficult. The adults from not just our building as far as teachers, but sometimes the adults that are parents or central office folk. Sometimes that is more of a challenge than the kids themselves. I've also been a student here at the high school that I'm currently working at. I graduated from Oñate in 1995, so I have a strong connection to this school, this building. A lot of the teachers that work here were my own teachers, or maybe my children's teacher, my child's teacher. So I have a personal, I guess, invested interest in seeing the school be successful, and seeing the students in the school be successful, seeing the teachers in the school be successful.